So CFL always comes down to crazy endings. What did you think of the spot and the challenge at the end?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously Toronto, wanted to fix that one. I've never seen that before. It's just unfortunate. I thought our guys fought and tried to give us a chance to get the ball back and make some plays to win the game. So, thought those guys fought hard. They're playing for each other. That's what we're playing for right now at this stage. It's unfortunate, but I thought they played hard.
Is there anything to a moral victory? Your guys played really well considering what they're looking at with their position in the standings, the injuries, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought they, that's why I, said I'm proud of them because the effort was there, right? Offensively, we got to, stay out of that first and long and second long with the penalties, right? So little self-inflicted wounds we got to clean up. It's unfortunate, but I thought those guys played for each other.
What do you think about Jarrett's performance?
I thought he played tough. He had a lot of late hits on him. They slammed him on his head a few times, won the concussion protocol, but he didn't have one. So I thought he battled. We're going to go with Tucker and, Jarrett fought through some injuries and I guess not injuries, owies a little bit. He was beat up, so I thought he played tough.
The Riders seemed to have a couple of big plays almost at the right times tonight. Do you think that may have been the difference?
Yeah, they made the plays when they needed to, right? We went for the flea flicker to try to win it there, and then we had the third down. We had the play we wanted. We hit it earlier in the game, and we just had a miscue with one of the receivers as far as running the route. But I thought Jarrett gave us a chance to score on that play.
Again, I guess it goes back to that was a good team that you played against, and despite all the baggage that you brought into this game, your guys showed up. It must kind of bode well going forward that your players have bought into what you're selling.
Yeah, I think the culture as far as doing those things, right? Sticking together, understand we got to play for each other, right? And that's there. No one's really turned their backs on each other, no finger pointing, but there's a lot we got to clean up, right? And they're a good team. They're at home. But you know what? It's professional football. They're all good, right? And we got to find ways to play a little bit better. There's the reason why we got 5 wins. But again, I'm proud of their effort. But there's a lot of things we got to clean up moving forward.
And Liram continues to be outstanding.
Yeah, Liram's clutch. That was a long field goal. And there's a chance for them to return it, right? But we feel good about Liram. He's been lights out all year. So obviously he's had a great season. He's a great player. Thank you.
Okay, guys, let's start with Dave Morisuti. Dave.
Hey, Ryan. Just wanted to get your thoughts on if you were going to think about putting Tucker in later in the game, or did the situation of how the game played out gave you the opportunity to just see what Dave could do?
Yeah, we wanted to play, Jarrett. I thought he was playing well. We were thinking about taking him out in the third when he, had that extra shot to the head. But, he was, confident. He wanted to keep playing. He wasn't, in concussion protocol. They all checked him out. So, obviously he played tough tonight and, fought his butt off.
And final one for me, you see some of these players who are getting the increase in playing time really start to step up and make some plays, especially on defense. What have you made of, maybe you putting that out there for these guys to try to impress you over these next few games?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously we're not, playing for playoffs or anything in the standings at this stage. So we're trying to, evaluate some guys, see what we got going into the season. We feel like we got some young talent out there. Obviously putting Hood out there, moving, Willie Drew to the boundary halfback, kind of see what he's got there. So I thought all those guys fought hard as, unfortunate Andy, but, they never quit, right? They play for each other.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Griff Bordignon.
Ryan, I just wanted to ask, obviously, like you say, with the position you guys are in, how do you, as a team and you and yourself as a head coach, find that motivation to keep pushing forward throughout this game tonight with the effort the guys gave and even going into the final game next week in Calgary?
Yeah, I think, like we always say, we're always playing and coaching for jobs, right? But I think, they're a band of brothers. They want to play for each other. But I think anybody, at this stage, we're all playing for pride. Anytime you get out there, I think, the competitive nature of it, that's going to win over, kind of where we're at. It's unfortunate where we are at this stage, but, guys got to go out there and finish the season the right way. But I mean, football's a fun game. We're very, blessed to be able to, have this profession. But I always told those guys, just like when you're, 8-year-old kid going playing in the schoolyard, go have fun doing it. Obviously we have responsibility as far as, executing and getting the win, but at the same time, they got to have some fun doing it. Like I said, this is going to be, we're not going to have the same locker room, and that's even if you're, in the playoffs and winning, you're never going to have the same locker room. So we only got one more week together. That's unfortunate, but let's make the most of it.
And then just the last one for me, with the quarterback situation and with some of the hits that Jared took tonight, even though he did clear protocol, are you still going to look at this two or maybe even three QB situation with Jared, Tucker, and Max for next week in Calgary, or are you going to see how the week unfolds?
We'll see. We'll see how Jared's feeling. I think we'll probably try to get all three on the field. And we try to have some short yardage stuff for Max. We have the guard tackle pull, and we missed the guy off the edge. We thought we'd have a good play there. Trying to get him established in the CFL. He's brand new, so we're just put a little small package for him. He's only been here a few weeks, but I think all three will get a chance to see the field.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Ryan. Safe travels.
Thank you.
And Frank Sinichi, final ones.
Hey, Coach, talk to me about the quarterback, Daggy, and how he was very patient. In a game like this, it might have been really easy to just go all out and try to be offensive, but he seemed to play more of a game that's more suited to a situation where it's an important game.
Yeah, I thought he, went out there and, processed, all the offensive stuff we were giving him. We gave him, full load like we normally would with any of our quarterbacks. I thought the third quarter, he came in, started moving the ball down the field, finding the right guys. I thought he had a good plan. It's just we didn't make the plays we should have at the right times, right? But I thought, he played tough. I had a rhyme or reason where he's going with his progressions and, giving our guys opportunities to make plays.
It looked to me like Herslow did not want to lose this game. What do you say to his effort?
Yeah, I thought he played hard. Just like all those guys, I thought they played hard. We got to clean up some stuff as far as penalties and, self-inflicted wounds. That's what, this week's for as far as, cleaning up some mistakes. But, I got to look at it too, as far as like what we're doing and, we got to clean that up. We can't, beat ourselves sometimes. But, one thing I'll say that those guys left it on the field. They played tough.